What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here, and in this video I'm showing a solo GM clear of the Insight Terminus with a Crown of Tempests build. I have been wanting to mess around with Crown of Tempests all season and just literally never got around to it, and it is amazing in this GM. I do this GM solo in 20 minutes, which I know there's people doing it in like under 10 with Prismatic Titan, but 20 minutes for a solo GM is really solid, and I was beyond impressed with this build. Like I said, I've been wanting to mess around with Crown of Tempests for a while, and I finally got to. So here, we're going to throw a Jolt grenade. We have Facet of Dominance, so that our grenades cause Jolt. And then there you saw me throw out my Arcane Needle melee. That is so we can get Radiant, because we also have Facet of Dawn. So yeah, we've got access to Radiant and Jolt, but Facet of Dominance also weakens with Void Grenades, so that works with our Transcendence Grenade, and look at how fast we get Transcendence. Look, we're already Transcendent. That's because we have Facet of Sacrifice, so light multi-kills, I think it is, or ability kills will grant bonus Darkness Transcendence, and then there I threw the Transcendence Grenades right through his legs. So this was a little sloppy, but it happens. But yeah, this build is crazy. Also, you can see I can make tangles, and I've got Threaded Blast on the artifact. And here, yeah, this whole opening section was pretty sloppy. I'd ran this a couple times previous and died at random spots. But yeah, I was trying to throw my Transcendent Grenade up there to weaken the Hobgoblin. And yeah, sometimes I can extend Transcendence longer, but that's just based on getting kills, and you'll see me do that at the boss very frequently and very easily. Like, the amount of Transcendence you get with this build is crazy. We also have Facet of Hope, so when I'm Amplified or Radiant, we get our Rift back more often, and that's huge because when we put down our Rift, we're getting Hellion, which is actually really strong, and we have like Bomber and Distribution, so we're getting ability energy back. So there, I proc Devour. And then again, we also have Devour feeding our grenade energy. So look, we almost already have our grenade back. And then here is Threaded Blast. And now we have our grenade back. I've got Fastball on just for these long throws here, so you can aim more at the enemies. I like Fastball on like Fusion Grenades and Storm Grenades. There's just certain times I like to run Fastball. So here again, I have Transcendence. So we're going to pop that. We get Radiant off that guy, we do a Threaded Blast, we're just taking out some enemies, dealing with the Colossus. Yeah, this build is awesome, but yeah, back to Facet of Hope, we get lots of Rifts, which is obviously good for survivability with healing Rifts, but like I was saying, it's also good for giving us Bomber for even more ability energy. And then there you can see I have Sniper's Meditation from the artifact with Darcy. So Arc Surge is on, and we've got Anti-Barrier Sniper, obviously. So yeah, Darcy is actually hitting pretty hard, especially when you get Sniper's Meditation going with Radiant. Here, the enemy's TP. I probably should have logged off Destiny and logged back on. I think I was getting some of that memory leak stuff, because you'll see, especially at the boss, my gun like scopes out when it shouldn't. So that's annoying. So sometimes it's nice to have Transcendence for here. I probably should have saved it for here because it allows you to deal with the 2 unstops more quickly, where there's only one barrier champ to deal with at that last spot. So I probably didn't need to waste my Transcendence there. But part of the reason I was wasting Transcendence and using it so often is because I just want to show the pure ability spam and Transcendence spam that you can do with this build. So unfortunately, this is something that as you get experience you'll like learn, but you want to try to stun unstops kind of back to back, so you can stun them at the same time, where I got unlucky and they were kind of staggered, so I would have like one up while the other was unstunnable, so kind of annoying. But you could see Darcy and a Storm Grenade just absolutely ripped through him, and now we're only 4 minutes and 20 seconds into the strike, and we're moving to the next section. So like I said, really good. I've got Firepower and Ashes to Assets so that I get my super more often. And then my super is Storm Trance, which Crown of Tempests makes last a really long time. And yeah, so back in the day, that was really strong. This actually used to be a really good exotic because you could use Storm Trance longer, but roaming supers aren't really the meta anymore. And that's for a big reason because like here with champions, I can't use a roaming super because when he puts up his shield, then I'm kind of screwed. That's why I like Song of Flame so much. But anyways, Crown of Tempests is pretty good in this because in the boss room, it's more your focus on ad clear than like just straight DPS. So there, again, we're just spamming our abilities. We unravel with our Arcane Needle, which is really good for giving us Darkness Transcendence because Unravel will hit all the enemies around unraveled targets as well. And then we've got Aisha's Care with Slice and Golden Tricorn. So again, Slice is really nice. Here I popped my Transcendence too early. So look, I waste like almost half of it. So that was really unfortunate. I was waiting for that Unstop to spawn. So we get the Weaken Grenade, we throw our Radiant, and then we just do some Darcy shots. And look at him get melted. Plus we had Hellion going in there. And now we pop our Crown of Tempests Storm Trance. And look at how long it lasts. And boom, we're like full on our Light Transcendence already. And we can pretty much take out all the ads in one super. But you want to focus on the ads, obviously, and not the champions, because they're just, the unstops are unstunned, and the barrier champs will put up their shield. But if you're in group content, like if you're running this with a fire team, then yeah, that will just make it all the more valuable, because you can be taking out ads and dealing damage to the champions just because of how it chains. So it's actually really, really good. And now look, I've got my Darkness Transcendence. It filled up super fast because of Unravel and Aisha's Care breaking the barrier shield. And just like that, we're Transcendent again. So honestly, pretty crazy. So now we're going to run up and take out this guy. I think I come close to dying here just because I get a little stupid. I didn't have a Rift, yeah. So now I'm getting a Rift. I believe I have Bolstering Detonation on my gloves. So getting grenade damage is going to give me Rift energy. So then I was able to put down my Rift. We've got that Threaded Blast there. The Hellion's putting in work, doing ignitions. Like, yeah, this build is just crazy. And look, I'm over halfway to my super now. We're just going to take out these Gladiators to help us. Because look, I don't have any of my abilities off cooldown right now. So that's not ideal. But when I pop Transcendence, when you come out of Transcendence, you get your grenade and melee back. So we take advantage of that a lot. So this build is just pure ability spam. I haven't even talked about Conduction Tines. But basically Jolt kills or Arc ability kills grant Conduction Tines. As you can see on the left there, I've got ×3. And I've got the compendium up next to me. So 168, 335%, and 503% for ×1, 2, and 3 for Conduction Tines to your base grenade, melee, and super regen rate. So yeah, 500% to your super regen rate is crazy. And as you can see, we pretty much have our super back. Unfortunately, that Colossus jumped down, which kind of screwed me because he should have put up his shield up top, but it's okay. And then we're shooting with Darcy, and Darcy applies Jolt, if you forgot. And then, like I just said, Conduction Tines can proc from Arc ability kills or Jolt kills. Or just, yeah, I think it's Jolt kills, yeah. So Darcy pairs really, really well with this build. And then obviously I have a Volt Shot, whatchamacallit, Indebted Kindness. So here, not the smoothest, but yeah, frick. Just bad gameplay right there, but it happens. So I want to put down a Rift, stun him, and this is really cool. Did you know anti-barrier can go through both those? So if I get my angle right, I'm actually able to damage both those enemies there, because I'm shooting like the backpack, but then with anti-barrier it's going through and hitting the guy's shield. Unfortunately, I didn't kill those guys quite in time, so it caused an additional spawn of enemies. But again, that is where our roaming super is going to come into play, and we're just going to take everything out nice and quickly. So on Arc, this roaming super is good because it's got damage resistance, just like it does on Prismatic. but you can see it counts as an ability kill. So I've got Devour going, and you can see we've got Conduction Tines going. So yeah, we can proc Devour with our super. We can use it to get Conduction Tines, so it only lasts 7 seconds. And look, when it goes away, it just completely goes away. But because this build is so like ability spam heavy, it doesn't matter too much, and it's pretty easy to keep going. So there, I thought he was gonna die. Like, he was so close. It's because I'm used to the damage it's doing when I have Radiant, and I didn't have Radiant for much of that at the end, so I was expecting him to die, but not a big deal. So here we've got these guys. I might have airmailed that grenade, maybe not. Just because, like I said, I'm not totally used to fastball either, but... And then they lob all those grenades, so again, that's where the Healing Rift is super nice. Obviously, we have Devour, so the more enemies that are around, the more this build just goes. Like, that's how a lot of ability spam builds kind of are. You need enemies to like keep your stuff going. There, again, I messed up. I don't know why I was even reloading. I had 6 in the mag still, but yeah. Anyways, not the best gameplay on the champions, but we're getting it done. And again, this is more to showcase the build. I will make a build video on it. Obviously, I have galvanic armor, so we're getting damage resistance every time we're amplified, which is very often. But I'll probably just wait till next season at this point. And I think next week in the TWAB, we get the artifact perks. So maybe there'll be some stuff that synergizes with this. So again, just look at how aggressively I'm playing. I even pop Transcendence here just because. Because why not? We get it so friggin' often. So now we'll have Weaken Grenade, we have Radiant, Unravel, throw all our crap. Just, it's crazy. So again, when you're popping so much Transcendence, that allows you to save on ammo. And you can see I have lots of ammo bricks all over the ground. And I've got Lead from Gold on my Indebted Kindness as well. So ammo was never really a concern, because as you can see, I'm mostly just using abilities and just using my guns on the champions. So I'll speed this part up a little bit, because it's just running. But yeah, in the boss room, really pay attention to how fast my Transcendence meter goes up sometimes. So here we throw a Jolt Grenade. Unfortunately, the goblins were spread out, where sometimes they like to group up a little more. But that allowed us to get Devour, so every time we're killing them, we're getting our health back. And there, we're like 2/3 on our light meter. Actually, I'll just speed all this up. I could have shot all those guys to get even more Darkness Transcendence, but it didn't really matter. So yeah, 13.5 minutes we're to the plate on the boss, which is pretty good. And then, yeah, this build is just really good in the boss room as well, because the ads like to kind of go to the middle and group up on the boss. So you can just get a Jolt Grenade there and like deal with all of them. So here, I throw my grenade to jolt those guys. I put down my Healing Rift, and then we just pop Crown of Tempests, because really, it does last a long time, but it's really nice for capping the plates, and we only have to cap 1 in this first go-round. So then we take out a bunch of the enemies, and here you can just see the boss damage. So if you don't remember, Stormtrance ramps up in damage as you hold the trigger down. So fairly respectable boss damage for a roaming super. Then we get the Jolt Grenade, we expend all our abilities, and then we're going to pop Transcendence. And watch it how long Transcendence lasts, and again, that's just because so many ads go into the middle and group up on the boss. And then so we're just spamming our abilities, mix in some sidearm shots when we can. The reason I'm not really doing sniper shots is because you get the most out of it with Sniper's Meditation. And I'm just trying to spam my abilities while I'm in Transcendence, so I don't want to be scoping down. So we're just doing little hipfire shots with our sidearm. And look at how fast Kargan gets melted. I've beat this GM a number of times solo, and I don't remember ever taking out the boss like this quickly. And then again, you saw a nice Threaded Blast, and just like that, so with Threaded Blast, we're doing lots of strand damage. So now we have Transcendence again, but I think I'm going to save it for the plates. Yeah, so already done with the first phase. Threaded Blast doing huge work. Again, that only works if you're using a strand weapon, like breaking the tangle with the strand weapon. but that is one reason I'm running Strand, and the other reason is just for all that Transcendence energy. So here, I'm just trying to slow everything down, but I wasn't keeping an eye on my left, and I got my super just in time, thank goodness. So again, I just like using my super to cap the plates. And look at how good it is. All these guys bunch up, and it's just chaining to everything. We've got Conduction Tines going. It fills our Light Transcendence. We're able to stand in there on the plate. We've got Devour proccing with every kill. And yeah, just look, it takes out like everything super quickly. Then we get that kill to get our health back with Devour. And because we took out so many enemies, we're just rushing right to the next plate to try and get it. Again, I've done this one solo. This is the toughest part of this Nightfall, is capping the plates, because all these enemies rush you, especially these gladiators. They're very strong. Machine guns are really nice here, but I wanted to use Darcy because of the Jolt synergy. But something like Thunderlord would be really good, especially for chewing down the gladiators for capping the plate. It's up to you. You could also run like a Song of Your Ute if you have it. So here, the gladiators rush you on the plate, so I'm wanting to deal with them before I go and capture this plate. So that's why I'm just kind of kiting them back and forth and just waiting and waiting. So I think I probably went on a little too early still. I should have killed that one to my right. That would have been the smart move, because then I could have used that grenade that I just wasted on that gladiator. I could have used it on those guys. But it doesn't matter too much because I popped Transcendence, so I have a grenade for those guys in front. And yeah, Devour just makes this part so much easier. This was really tough back in the day, like before... I can't say before Subclass 3.0, it was really hard back then. Also, solo GMs were hard back then, but yeah. Anyways, we run out of Transcendence. We have about half our super, and then there's a ton of ads on the field. So basically right now, I'm just going to do ad management. And look, I'm out of abilities now. So like I said, this build really feeds on like taking out enemies, because there's so many things in the fragment kit that kind of feed back into each other, and then my mods as well, obviously. But here you can see we've got Conduction Tines going because I got some Jolt kills, so that's really going to help our cooldowns. And we have Devour going, so now I'm able to start getting grenade energy really easy for kills. Then we're just going to chuck grenades on the boss. So look, that jolts the boss, and then every time we damage the boss, which unfortunately I'm not able to at this moment, but had I been ready, I could have just started shooting the boss and it would have jolted all those enemies that were around it. So there, I throw out a melee so that I can get some easy darkness energy and the unravel. So look at how quickly that darkness filled up there. Like, that was really quick. And then I'm just still trying to get kills with the pulse rifle. Also, these pulse rifles are extremely strong, these 2 bursts. So yeah, just very good weapons. So now we got our super. So I decided to just pop my super to take out some of the ads, do a bunch of damage on the boss. More ads are going to come in. I probably could have just stayed in mid because they would have rushed me. But yeah, I really want to take out as many ads as possible. And I wasn't so concerned with doing boss damage. Now we back it up. We throw our grenade, we throw our unravel. So now he's unraveled. So as we do damage to the boss, it's going to spread unravel to the targets nearby. Then I'm always throwing my abilities. Like if I have a grenade or whatever, I always throw it before I pop Transcendence, because like I said, you get all those abilities back. And now just watch the boss's health melt away. Again, Darcy applies Jolt. So as we're shooting the boss, we're spreading Jolt around. There you can see the Threaded Blast. All these enemies coming in is actually helping us because it's extending our Transcendence by like a lot, because we're getting kills while in Transcendence, which extends it. And then, yeah. And then with the Jolt kills, we were probably proccing Conduction Tines. And now look, I got my super back already. Could have finished them with the sniper, but we do that, and we're done. So yeah, absolutely just melting the boss for a solo GM. Like, this boss is one of the tankier GM bosses. And yeah, we did those phases in like just a few minutes. So anyways, really excited to show you guys that build. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, a like and subscription would be greatly appreciated. And if you're still here, thanks for watching to the end. Take care.
Was M-Sun 12? Those are questions for another day, I suppose.